your passion and your joy and go figure that. Manufacturing plants right now that are hiring at awesome wages. You can walk out with an intention of walking into a position that you could work your way up. I'll give you an example. 3M is a perfect example. They're a global company right here in Medina on Lake Road. And that specific company, Mark is the plant manager, awesome guy, hires people in, will train them, and you will make starting at $18 an hour, which is a great living wage. The list goes on and on of the opportunities here in Medina that you can thrive right here in our own community. These companies are willing to invest in the right team, right people, right seats. And what we know is the companies are willing to take the next steps with the right people, to invest in them, and they will flourish within those organizations financially, professional development wise, and they can absolutely make a career out of it.
I'd say if you'd like to get into a trade, or if you'd like to do something in the trades or anything similar to that, just try to get an entry-level job at any sort of company that's even close to what you might want to do. Work hard while you're there, pay attention to the guys around you, learn from them, and you can go into any trade once you learn the basics. Just learn how to work hard, pay attention to what the guys do around you, see how they work, and then you can always move to a different trade once you get the workforce skills, just knowing how to go to work on time, deal with bosses, deal with coworkers. You can really grow in any occupation. I know
I learned from a lot of great people, and I didn't have to go spend a lot of money to go to college. That's the best part too, is start from the ground up. Anywhere that you go, you're going to have to work from the bottom up. You could be a culinary instructor. There's just so many different ways to be successful in this industry, and you don't have to go to college. Cooks that Chef Andrew hired, and they were coming out of culinary school after doing 2 years, and they thought they were going to be a sous chef walking in the door, and he said, grab that 50-pound bag of potatoes, cut them up, julienne 50 pounds of onions, and that's where you got to start. And that was something, and I didn't have to pay for that. I had to earn it, and they paid me to learn. Sky's the limit. You can do anything that you want to do in life if you put the work into it. Won't put yourself around with people, because that's super huge. I enjoy what I do, and that really makes a difference in my work life.
So high school, to be perfectly blunt with you, I hated school. It wasn't for me. If I didn't have any interest, I was not engaged at all, and I struggled in certain aspects of high school. But basically, at my senior year, we were trying to figure out what is my next step in life, right? And my family didn't grow up going to college, so I didn't have any help guiding me on a college path, nor did I even want to entertain that path. So right out of high school, I got a part-time job with a corporate company, and really, I had a good mentor there that helped me grow and continue working up the corporate ladder there. And within 6 years of that company, I was a district manager overseeing 2 states. Don't let anybody dictate what you're capable of. A lot of it was some failures along the way, and when I say some, actually a lot of failures along the way, but I'm a big proponent of fail forward. And what I mean by that is, if you're not making mistakes, you're not trying. You have to be resourceful. Again, the college path is, I will never knock the college path. It just wasn't for me. But the thing is what I've always done is got myself around awesome people that either A, I really look up to or wanted to emulate to a certain extent. So you got to figure out your passion and start there. And if you're hands-on and you have no clue which route you want to go, start in the trades. Go knock on every trade business you can on their door and get in front of somebody, because I guarantee they're looking. Yeah, so as you're coming out of high school, a lot of times we feel lost coming out of it when you're getting ready to graduate and not know the next path. You just figure out you're just figuring out high school. You're 4 years in, and here's 12th grade, and you got this place figured out, and now you got to do it all over again. And it doesn't get any easier. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it doesn't. But it gets very fulfilling in life. And no matter what, you never let somebody dictate your success.
As everything in life, you have to pursue what interests you. It is not a smart thing to invest in something that you're not passionate about. What are your interests? What are your passions? And try to find, again, a path that's going to help you each day be excited about going to work or go to school. But you really need to do some soul searching and decide, what are you passionate about? What are you interested in? And again, then utilizing those people around you to say, how can I get there? And how can you help me? Because there are people out there that want to do that for you. But you have got to make sure that you are pursuing something that makes you happy and gives you that sense of fulfillment. Because there's nothing worse than going to work and not enjoying what you do.
Brian, my decision making was non-existent. I didn't know what I was doing, what I wanted to do, to be honest with you. I just knew what I had to do, right? I knew I needed an income, and I was willing to learn anything, but I didn't have anything set in stone. I wasn't one of those guys that knew exactly what I wanted to do.
I started to realize I didn't love what I was doing. I didn't know what I really wanted to do. So I was introduced to somebody from Davey Tree, and I was given an opportunity to come in and work while I was going to school. They were very flexible with me, and it was very quickly that I recognized that I belonged there more than I belonged at school, in college.
I didn't have a goal when I first came in. I just learned the areas, and as I started to get more comfortable and more confidence in moving around, then I started to take on more of a leadership role as I knew what I was doing. So eventually I got moved into a specific room we called a press room, and after a few years of me being in there, I became lead. And after being lead of that room, I also took over a couple other things, and then that led me to about 3 years ago just coming into the whole production supervisor.
I love working with my hands. I love being outside. I don't want to be stuck in an office type setting. So construction just sounded like it was just a good fit.
And if I could have just taken a step back and looked at, it's more than just moving out of my house and going to college. It's truly setting yourself up for the rest of your life. And it's totally okay if college is not the right decision for you. All you have to do is talk to people, talk to the adults in your life, find resources, and truly talk to someone that knows what type of jobs are out in the workforce right now, because there's so many jobs, there's so many different technical schools that you could go to. That's super important right now, super important.
One thing in life that's constant is change. You might feel like, oh, this job sucks, I hate doing it. Conquer that and then try to learn something else. The more you know, the more valuable you are, and you're able to move around.
I'm happy where I'm at. I'm happy being a carpenter. I enjoy the work, and I get to spend my days outside in a different place. I could be, I'm not looking at a computer screen all day. You know, I can go from tearing out a kitchen to putting the kitchen back in, and it's something different every day.
And the more and more I invested, it felt like I invested in the company. It continued to invest in me.
Well, I would say, I think it's just the ability to continue learning even after high school, but it doesn't have to be in college, and it doesn't have to be about certain curriculum. I mean, here we focus on residential remodeling, which is actually, I don't know of any college course that teaches you how to go in and tear out somebody's bathroom, and then put it back together. So that's a very specific thing that we do, and actually we would almost prefer to have somebody come directly to us and we would train them and basically a lot of our job is problem solving. So anybody that can show up and try to figure out something, or has a mechanical mind, or the ability to tinker with something and figure it out, we'll take that and run with it. So we don't really need 4 or 6 years of zoology and biology and all that. We just need somebody that can think through solving tough problems and actually working with their hands and doesn't mind getting dirty. So
recognized. So if you show up every day and you do something, it's nice that other people notice that when you feel you're coming in and working your hardest, when you're getting told, we see you working your hardest. It's not only surprising because you don't really think others are paying attention to you, but upper management does pay attention.
A lot of great things can happen from that. You should never be afraid to do something you want to do. Never get caught up in thinking you need to please everybody else. Please yourself. That's what's most important.
Actually getting out and doing the actual work versus reading it from a textbook is really a benefit.
You don't know what you're doing, and nobody's going to expect you to know what you're doing when you first go in. So don't think that anybody's going to think that you're going to come in and be a 100% rock star on your first day, especially when you're very young. They will give you the tools that you need to do that. You just need to be receptive to it.
And there was a lot of push from family to go to college and be something that wasn't really me. And now that my family's had an opportunity to watch me grow over time, they couldn't be more proud of the path that I decided to take, but also the outcome.
I'm more brave now. I'm more mature now. I feel like me climbing here has given me some more confidence and made me feel like that lack of work you might have felt during high school, not knowing what you want to do, climbing through where you're at, where I'm at. It's giving me that confidence where I'm definitely more open now to, I feel like I can really do whatever I want if I put my mind to it. So just don't give up, don't beat yourself up. If you don't know, it's okay. Just get out there in the workforce, keep a good attitude, learn, ask questions, and I promise you that can take you far.
You don't have to have it figured out. Just try something.
Right.
It's not gonna
try
hurt.
something new.
Try something new, and if you don't like it, try something different. But you're not going to be stuck in one position. There's how many people that go to college and the first year they're changing their major or they're going for something else. You don't know it until you try it.
I think anybody can do it.
So this has really opened my eyes to help me see that there are more than just nursing and doctor's positions in a hospital. And that environment, it's the emergency room environment, it's so nice. Everyone's a family. All our whole common goal is to help these patients either be discharged or get the proper care that they need and get admitted to the hospital.
I think anybody can do it.
Well, I feel it because I was in the same boat. I mean, you see it in movies, you hear about it, it's peer pressure in its own right. Well, you got to go to college to be successful, right? So yeah, it's hard. It's hard, especially when you don't know what you want to do, and then all your friends know exactly what they want to do, and you're sitting there like, well, is there something wrong with me? And now you have even more pressure on yourself from within, right? But for me, it was, when I came into the workplace, as long as you have that drive, right, and that willing to learn, you can move up. It's not a dead end, okay? There's very good companies within Medina County, but once you get in, you show that work ethic and you learn the product and you keep that drive, good things can happen to where next thing you know, you're looking back and you're like, you know what? This ain't bad. I was so hard on myself, and now I'm looking back on it and it's like, you know what? I'm doing well. Okay.
You don't have to go even 3 months ahead. You just have to take the next right step. The next step that is going to lead you down the right path.
Let your personality show. If you want to do the job, let them know that you want to be involved. Be vocal about your expectations for yourself and what you want to do. If you want to, that over there looks interesting. I would like to learn that one day. Then they know in the back of their head, we have this person here who's actually willing to. We don't have to just pick a person. Make yourself vocal.
I would tell them, don't give up. Okay, I was there. I didn't know what I was doing either. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Just keep a good attitude. Enter the workforce with a learning attitude and drive. And I promise you, you can go up from there. And that's all you need. You don't need that college degree. Don't fret on that. Don't fret on being undecided on what you want to do with your life. Ultimately, a lot of folks go to college. They just want that financial. They feel like your financial stability only comes from that college degree. I can tell you it doesn't always happen that way.
You know, if it was my son, I would just say, hey, why don't you go to an employer and say, hey, I'm not 100% sure, but you know, if you're willing to try it out, if you're a hard worker and you're going to show up to work every day and you're going to have a good attitude, then you can really be successful in a lot of different areas. So,
active member in your community, and a lot of these working with your hands type of jobs, working in factories, driving trucks, all of those type of jobs are very important to our community and our economy, and they truly help make everything else run.
If you want to get to your goals faster, you got to challenge yourself every day. And I often tell people, you know, do something that scares you every day, and you will have challenged yourself.
Just try something new. If you're not sure what you want to do, don't be afraid to go out and, you know, try building something on your own. Try, you know, whatever it is, working on a car. Just don't be scared of it.
Don't be afraid to try something new.
I'd say if you have an interest, you know,
Right.
go for it. I mean, because it's an interest for a reason. You know, you need to pursue it.
But if you keep putting forth the effort, it doesn't matter if you have college education. It doesn't matter how long you've been with the company. It's what do you want to put into it, and what do you want to put into it to achieve the next goals. And if you're good at goal setting and you're good at chasing and working hard, every opportunity is attainable by anybody. And you know, I would tell anybody to stay hungry, keep working, and want to grow, because if you do that, there's nothing you can't accomplish.
Again, I was very motivated and successful at an early age. I bought a house when I was 20, so I lived on my own. Like, as soon as I turned 18, I did what I said I was going to do.
When you look around our company as a whole, we are built on people that just wanted more, wanted something different, and wanted to be successful and wanted to be professionals. And you don't have to go to college to be a professional.
And I am proud of it. Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy my job and the folks I work with, and the company's great.
Perfect employee is one that hasn't necessarily decided that this is how I have to do things, or this is the way I'm gonna do things. Somebody that hasn't learned anything is the ones that we can train the easiest and the best, and also the ones that actually tend to grow faster in our company, because they get excitement around as they learn and they grow and they see the results and the opportunities continue to come in front of them. Those are the best ones.
I like you to interact and ask me all the questions that you want. I like you to want to be informed and show me this, show me that. I have a whole bunch of people that I see that were like me when I was 10 years ago, that can you show me this, or can you tell me that? And I love seeing that.
We prefer to hire somebody right after graduation, you know, and just get them started, you know, right off the bat.